I did it. I hit the mythical 850 credit score, which is the top score that you can get. And you probably want to know what happened next. But first, before we do that, let's take a look that I actually hit the score and I'm not just making it up. So let's take a look at the score right here. Check this out. Now, if you're interested in how to get that perfect credit score, let's take a look at some of these tips right here. Okay, so tip number one is to never miss a payment ever. You never want to do this. This will be the golden rule because payment history makes up 35% of your score. This is the most influential factor of all of the factors. The presence of any delinquent accounts, bankruptcies, or collections. Yeah, you want to stay out of collections. That's really not good. So what you might want to do is set auto pay or set up reminders. And one of the other things you could do is, let's say that your bill is $80 a month and you had an extra $45. Don't wait until it's due. Pay the $45. Make 2 payments in a month. Make 3, make 5. A lot of these credit card companies, you can make a payment every day. What you could do is, if you had extra money at the end of the week, you could say, well, I'm going to put $100 on it or $110, but you want to make sure that you never miss a payment. Tip number 2, keep that credit utilization under 10%, which is how much you're using versus your total available balance. For example, you have a limit of $10,000 and you're at $1,000, or you're at $5,000, or you're maxed out at $9,999. Keeping your credit utilization low is really a benefit to your score going up. Tip number 3 is length of credit history and or the age. So obviously, this considers how long you've had these accounts open. Your credit can be like wine. The older, the better. The credit mix, which can be different types of loans, 10%. Having a mix of different types of credit, such as revolving credit, installment loans like mortgages, car loans. This can really be helpful as it demonstrates how you manage these different types of accounts and credit. And new credit is 10%. Opening a lot of accounts in a short period of time definitely lowers your score. And one of the other things too that lowers your score is actually paying your card off or paying an account off. It doesn't seem like that's the way it should be, but that's the way that it is. I think part of the reason is because the banks and finance companies would rather have you be in debt and pay them than to actually pay it off and be at zero. So they're like, oh, you paid it off. We're gonna lower that so you can buy more stuff. So you gotta watch out. So what happened once I hit the mythical 850 and it's a perfect score? Did I wake up with rainbows and unicorns dancing all over my house? No. Actually, not a whole lot happened. Not a whole lot changed. I didn't really even know until I logged in recently and I saw, oh, 850, oh, cool, awesome. It doesn't really change your life that much. What it does do is for these big ticket items, cars, houses, boats, anything, these big ticket items, is when you go to buy one of those things and apply for a loan, people really take you seriously once you're above 800. They really do. It really is a different conversation. It makes things much easier. Now, having a great credit score, does that mean you're really great with money, that you're loaded, you have all this money and you're rich? Not necessarily. What it really means is you know how to manage debt payments. That's essentially what this is. Okay, so the perfect credit score, that's amazing, that's great. There are people that say a 0 credit score is good because they just pay everything in cash. These gurus out there, they'll say credit is evil, it's terrible. On one side, you have people that say, yeah, I'm pushing to 850, I want miles, I want rewards, credit card points, I'm gonna just, use the system to my advantage and never pay interest and just get all the free stuff I can. The other side, they say credit's evil, credit cards get you into trouble, debt gets you into trouble, loans get you into trouble. I'm just gonna pay cash for everything. I get that, I understand that. If that's what you wanna do, that's totally fine. There's no reason to not do that. Kind of come somewhere in the middle of that because I think you can use credit effectively. So if you're chasing the mythical 850, I would say don't stress about that. Instead of chasing the number, make sure you have good habits and pay your bills on time, and the score will be what the score will be, right? If it's 810, if it's 780, it's fine. You won't have any issues. You don't really need an 850 credit score. It's awesome, it's nice, it's cool, but how many times are you at a party or somewhere and people are talking about their credit scores? Nobody really cares. But if you do need to get a loan, when you walk into a place or you apply for a loan, you know that you can get the best deal possible. Typically, most lenders, if it's above 760, and in some cases 780, it's called A paper, and it doesn't matter if it's 780 or 790 or 820. But once again, it's cool to have an 850 because you know when you walk in and someone's gonna say, well, let me check your credit. And you're thinking, go ahead and check my credit. I got the highest score possible, so it's all good. So does anybody out there have an 850 right now, currently, or in the past you had an 850? Put that in the comments. It would be interesting to see how many people are actually in this category or have been in this category. According to the stats that I saw, 1.76% of all the people in the United States that have some form of credit are at the actual perfect score. So you're in the top 1%. This has been Damon D. Stack smart, stack often.